Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Who's Tom and Dick, with your hosts Martin Weavers and Patrick Mortimer. Good afternoon, Martin.
Good afternoon, Patrick.
How are you doing?
I'm doing champion, and good afternoon to everybody who's listening.
Yep, happy Christmas, everybody. We're getting closer and closer.
I know this bit. I just don't want this jingle to end.
What is there, 9 shopping days left to Christmas?
Wow.
Have you got all your presents wrapped up?
My wife has done our Christmas shopping.
Has she?
Yeah, and I normally wrap the presents.
Right.
But this year, I won't have to wrap the present because it's like a virtual one. So it's in space somewhere.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. We don't buy each other presents, me and my wife. Do you? And
yeah, we always get something. Yeah,
do you?
Or try and get something. Yeah.
No, we don't get a thing.
Yeah, I normally end up with like 4 or 5 pairs of socks or something like that, just to unwrap. You say your
Well, we bought Betsy, didn't we? That's our present to each other.
Yeah,
our motorhome.
That's a brilliant present.
Yeah.
And talking about your virtual one that's up in space, did you hear that the space station astronauts lost their toolbox?
I did. I saw that on TV, but they weren't the first ones, were they?
No, but apparently this is floating around the Earth, and somebody said you can see it. I don't think you can see it, can you?
They did say that, but the Japanese spacecraft that's up there actually took a photograph of it floating around in space. So, I mean, they can see it technically. So I suppose but yeah, they did say they reckon we could see it from here, but I don't think we could.
I think they got a photograph of Father Christmas on his sleigh as well, didn't he?
Well, he should be. He's out there somewhere, isn't he?
Have you sent your list to Santa then?
Do you know what? There's a few things I'd like. Yeah, there's definitely a few things I'd like because obviously my kids, we buy for my children and my grandchildren, but there are a couple of things I would like. So my wife hopefully has hinted to my son, and then on Sunday when he was out shopping, got a phone call from him. Hi Dad, we're out shopping. What do you want for Christmas? And I thought, well, he's already. Then Lenny told me she'd already sent a list, so. I don't know. These kids.
The trouble is when they ring you and say, what do you want for Christmas? Can you tell me your waist size or how big your head is or something? They think, here we go, we're going to get a new cap or a new pair of trousers or some boxers or something like that.
But I'd rather he gone to the list that Lenny gave him, though. Then there's a bit of a surprise. Now I know what I'm going to get probably. Right. Because I said I wouldn't want a couple of sweatshirts. So
you didn't put any Arsenal tickets on that list, did you, by any chance?
No, not at the moment.
Because I reckon there's quite a few of them available.
Why? I think they're hard to get because we're top of the league.
Yeah, well, we're doing pretty well ourselves here at Ipswich Town.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
So have you got the decorations up?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. The decorations are up, and considering now what happened. This is the story of my Christmases. Before I got the cancer, I never liked Christmas at all.
No,
I was a right old Grinch. And
funny, before you start that, I was going to ask how Christmas has affected you. Since you've had your diagnosis, because this will be your second Christmas.
Yep.
Your first one must have been quite, because obviously you were just starting the treatment and everything, weren't you? So there was a lot of unknowns going into that Christmas. How did you deal with the first one?
Well, the first one was, when I first got the diagnosis, it wasn't straight away, obviously, but just during that year, I said to my wife, if we get to Christmas, I'm going to make you a Christmas tree. She said, what do you mean make you a Christmas tree? Well, I make lots of things out of pallets. I've been on television doing it as well.
We've seen them.
Bargain loving Brits in the sun. Anyway, I said I'd make a Christmas tree out of pallets and all that. And anyway, Lenny thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
So anyway, in the end, I didn't make one out of pallets. I saw this when I went walking my little dog Benny. I saw a huge, big, looked like a Christmas tree kind of branch and all that.
Right.
And I thought, do you know what? I could set that in a pot, and I could, over the period before it dies, I could put all these decorations over it. So that's what I did one day when she went to work.
So you went into somebody's garden, cut their tree down, and put it in your pot, did you?
This was in the school grounds, so I wasn't in someone's...
It's even worse. You've been seen in the school grounds cutting trees down, have you?
Well, it was not quite the school grounds. It was just on the border of the school grounds, and it had fallen down. So give me cut me some slack. So anyway, I got the tree, decorated it, surprised her. So that was my first year, and
right.
I'd never wanted Christmas before, but because I'd got it, I thought, yeah, I've got to celebrate now.
Hang on a second. Breaking news: strange man been seen in school grounds. Sorry, I just couldn't resist.
Who's this strange man?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've gone through the first year. Oh, and even made one of those holly wreath things on the door.
Yeah,
I made it. I got a white coat hanger, and I
hang on a minute. Sure, you didn't walk through any cemeteries?
Well, I walked along this little lane and I saw some holly hanging over.
Oh, right, okay.
Into where I was walking. So that's public, that is.
Yeah.
So I was helping the people trim their tree. So I got the holly and wound it around, and I bought a little red star thing to hang from the bottom of it.
Your stories are so amazing. You help somebody trim their tree.
Yeah, always ever helpful. So I made a tree, and I made a Christmas wreath on the door. So
yeah.
For me, from someone who didn't like Christmas, that was big, I suppose. So we move on to the second year.
Which is this year.
Yeah, this year. And I said to Linny, obviously, I'm looking positive to the Christmases because I'm looking ahead Christmas to Christmas now.
Yeah.
And anyway, I said to it, what I think we'll have an artificial tree.
Right.
So this year, it was when I was laying in hospital.
You're not going to find any of them in the school grounds or the woods, are you?
Well, I said to Linny when I was in hospital, I said, do you know what, darling? I said, this is when I had pneumonia. I didn't know how I was going to feel. I said to her, what we're going to do this year, we'll get an artificial tree. Because Linny had always wanted one, at least an artificial tree, something similar to a proper Christmas tree. With me hardly having said that, she got on Marketplace.
Yeah.
And she found a lady selling a Christmas tree.
Right.
When she got there, it was free, by the way.
Right.
Free.
Really?
Yeah, free. So I said to her, there's going to be some rubbishy old thing, So when she got there, the lady said, I've got 3. So Linny said, I'll have them. So from having 1 tree, now we've got 3 trees.
Yeah.
Now we're going to put 1 in the lounge.
Yeah.
And Linny's going to decorate that. We're going to have 1 outside for the door to greet people.
Yeah.
We never have people come round anyway. So
that'd be nice thought.
Yeah. No, so people can see that. And then the 1 in the hall, I'm actually going to decorate.
Right.
Me, the Grinch, is going to actually decorate a Christmas tree.
Blimey. I thought you put one in Betsy.
No, there's a thought. She's going to be upset, isn't she?
Yeah. You could have your Christmas lunch in Betsy.
I've got little miniature ones that my nan used to have.
We don't need to talk about them.
But so from going from somebody who hated Christmas, I'm now I'm looking so positive in my life.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that's changed. One of the other things that's changed me in my life.
Yeah, well, you're going into Christmas this year with some good news, aren't you? That must help a bit.
Yeah, I suppose so. And I'm also meeting up with all my brothers and sisters.
Excellent.
For a Christmas meal.
Yeah.
So
in Betsy?
Not in Betsy, no. My little Betsy's going to stay at home.
Betsy is a mobile home, I'll just let you know.
It's my other woman. so my wife tells me.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you, did you put the tree up yourself?
What the artificial one?
Yeah.
Even Linny can do that. No,
right, okay.
It's in the loft at the moment. Well, it was in the loft, but it's now out because obviously it's all getting ready for decorations.
Yeah.
I could do that when I get home.
Yeah. I think people's views of Christmas depends on how they enjoyed their Christmas as a child. We always had good Christmases, so we always look forward to it.
So what do you do? Do you stay here?
Yeah, we're staying here. Got the family around this year, so Wendy's doing the cooking.
Mm-hmm. And what about you with the tree?
That's already up.
Is it?
Yeah, that's up.
I'll go and have a look in the lounge later.
Yeah, that's up. Well, the trouble is we're in the process of moving from one house to another, so we're renting at the moment. And we've been here a year, and last year we put the Christmas tree decorations in storage right at the back. We thought we wouldn't need them. But the builder's going so slow that we're here still. So we didn't get any decorations out. We just went and bought a few little bits and pieces and stuck them up, and I put the tree up myself.
With a new build of did you help, you designed it?
Oh, yes, I've been involved in the internal layout. I didn't get involved in the external layout because it was all approved by the local authorities and things, but I've been involved tweaking things and that. Yeah, so it's quite exciting.
Right, so when I look at the plans, can I see where our recording studio is?
You can. In the garage, Wendy says.
I have to have a word with that, Wendy.
I know. She's always supportive. You've got something to talk about today. We better get on with something, didn't we?
Yes.
Gift aid or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I went to the hospital the other day for a checkup, and sometimes you get held up at hospitals and all that, don't you, for various reasons. Well, I had a look around before I went into the room, and I was in there for a blood test, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you about that, did I? Don't think I did. It was all to do with my cholesterol.
Okay.
And to see if these tablets that I'm on, I can reduce them.
Yeah.
So that's the idea for it.
Right.
So the blood tests, I had one when I got there, then I had one half an hour later, and then one half an hour later than that.
Okay.
And then they said you can go home. So I dare say on my next visit, Dr. P, he'll tell me all the results of that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I sat there waiting, and I thought I'm going to go and get a magazine. And it intrigued me that they've got their Make-A-Wish room, and you can go in there, and it's for people at the later stages of their life and things like that, and they can make wishes and their dreams can come true. And all the money raised goes towards this in the hospital. But I found it quite interesting that not all money goes on people wanting to do things. So, I mean...
Is this for children?
Children and adults get the benefit from it as well, because one of the things I mentioned at the end of it all, which I think is brilliant, but 250,000 is contributed to Every Heart Matters appeal. And I don't know if that's in a year, but it's certainly a big amount of money. Some of the things they bought with it, they bought a chair bed for loved ones to stay overnight. So if you've got a loved one in hospital, you can stay. A chair bed just opens up and you can stay with them. And so £1,000 went on that. £300 provided extra training for speech and language therapists to offer the Lidcombe therapy for younger patients who stammer.
Okay.
So, 16.5 grand purchased a video laryngoscope, which is for a neonatal unit to help babies with breathing difficulties. It's also a listening ear to monitor the noise and level on the ward, so if they hear the babies crying and all that. Sensory boxes, they bought some of those for £100 for patients with learning difficulties. But £10, I like this one, supplied to 100 velvet pouches to the mortuary so the staff can return their loved ones' belongings in it, or a lock of hair. That's so much, much nicer, a little velvet pouch than an ordinary old plastic box or something like that.
Yeah.
£900 enabled a therapist to have extra training to become competent in treating dysphagia, which is difficulty with swallowing. 28,000 bought a specialist ultrasound machine, which helps detect cardiac arrest faster.
All right.
So you know all about that.
It's quite interesting because when I've always looked at Make-A-Wish, it's always to help fill people's bucket lists.
Yeah,
and things like that, and send the youngsters to Disneyland and.
Well, that's what I thought, but looking into it further, and there's a couple more things on this list that I've seen. £3,000 purchased a twin baby bed, so tiny twins can now be nursed together.
Excellent,
brilliant idea that is. Yeah, see, they wouldn't have been able to do that without the money that people hand in. £5,000 bought a Billy light. Now, a Billy light enables phototherapy to be administered to a baby with jaundice. This new light is portable and it's 3 times smaller than the previous lights. And I think parents can get involved with that one as well, that they can use it. But lastly on the list, this is my favourite one. 20,000 helped transform a corridor into a memory walk to assist patients with dementia.
Brilliant.
And There's a photograph of a lady walking up the corridor with a stick pointing at these things with a nurse. And it's just simple things like there's a camera, there's a car, there's a chair, just things like that, just to help people. There's flowers everywhere. And it just looks really, really good. Yeah, so that's what I found on my my little walk around the hospital before my appointment.
Right, yeah.
It's amazing what you can find.
It is, isn't it? Well, as I say, Make-A-Wish is another important charity.
It is.
That needs a lot of support in these tough times.
Yeah, and you've got a topic, because I spoke about breast cancer in our last podcast, didn't I? And you was going to do a little talk this week, weren't you? Tell the listeners all about it.
Yes, well, as you know, recently I had my cardiac checkup, and one of the processes I had to go through was an ultrasound. Now, ladies will know exactly what an ultrasound is because it's a scan of your chest area. In ladies' cases, pregnant women, they have an ultrasound to see how the baby is doing, making sure it's all okay and everything. Well, exactly the same thing happened to me. Off with a shirt and a load of jelly rubbed on my chest.
Which is very cold.
It is very cold.
Because I had it done on my lung.
A bit of a shock, but I was expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little handheld device was run across my chest area by the healthcare professional to scan the heart. She had a little black and white screen, and on that screen you could see my heart.
It's amazing,
quite amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
The procedure helps cardiologists diagnose heart conditions. This test can show blood flow, heart valves, all sorts of things, the wall of the heart. And this device was run over my chest several times, and I could hear her clicking at the computer. And one of the eerie things was sometimes she'd turn the volume up and you could hear the heart beating.
Oh,
it wasn't very pleasant. That was a sort of sound.
Not a thump?
No.
Oh, right. I thought it had been a thump.
That was like fluid being forced through vessels. No, nothing like that. It was just a sort of a liquid sound. So,
oh, God.
Which was a bit off-putting.
Yeah.
When someone suffers from a heart attack, depending on how long they're away from assistance, you don't want to starve the heart muscle of blood and oxygen. That's when damage occurs. So this test can also identify the condition of the heart. One thing that they test is the ejection fraction.
But you better say that again. So
it's an ejection fraction, EF. Now that measures the blood that's pumped out of the heart. The ultrasound can also identify damage to the heart and the heart muscle and the walls of the heart. So it's quite a good test to have. As I say, it's non-invasive, so it's very simple. And you're also hooked up to several machines that are monitoring you through this process. The recent ejection fraction, in my case, was 64%.
Because you put a chart on our website, didn't you, with all the different...
this has all been uploaded onto the website. The scan did also discover that I have grade 1 diastolic dysfunction with normal filling pressure, which is quite interesting when you go into the detail. This was the first time I really taken any notice of these results, the ejection fraction and the diastolic dysfunction. And I thought I need to learn a little bit more about this. So I asked my cardiologist, what is normal ejection fraction? He pointed me to a table. Now this table was measured in percentages, and my percentage was, at this test anyway, 64%. Now, a normal, healthy human has an ejection fraction of between 50 and 70%. So that means that I'm in the normal range. Which
really?
Yeah. Which
for your heart, though.
For the heart, yeah. Which means that...
No, it's good.
I've had 2 heart attacks, and both of them haven't affected the heart or damaged the heart, which is good news. The bad news is my plumbing's knackered.
Yeah. Well,
so
hopefully these stents are doing something about that.
Yeah, the stents are something totally different. They unblock the clogged up arteries and allow the blood and the oxygen to flow to the heart. And the only treatment for that really is stenting or bypass.
So can you tell us what a diastolic dysfunction is?
Yes, I have a grade 1 diastolic dysfunction, and it's referred to as an impaired relaxation for patients with this grade. The diastolic filling of the ventricles is a bit slower than it should be, but the other calculations in the report were normal.
So, how many grades are there?
Well, there's 3 grades. Grade 1 is what I have. And I thought instantly once I saw the results, I've got a problem with the heart. Well, I have, but apparently grade 1 is common in anyone over 60.
So were you thinking that grade 1 is the worst one? And
Exactly. Yeah. So it's common in everyone or anyone over 60. So it's not a result of probably what I've gone through with my heart attacks and stenting, which is quite good. Grade 2 is elevated pressure in the left side of the heart. And grade 3 is significantly raised pressure in the left side of the heart.
So did you have to have an ECG?
Yeah, that's all part of the test. They hook you up for an ECG before you have the scan, just to monitor what's going on as well, electrically.
Yeah.
And anything that shows up on an ECG is additional to anything they see on the screen.
It's amazing what ECGs are used for. I've had them for my cancer.
Yeah, ECGs can give a lot of information. ECG, electrocardiogram, is its full name, but they can give a lot of information about the heart, the irregular heartbeats and that sort of thing. Check your electrics in your heart is operating correctly. That's what they do.
Well, that's what they did with mine, because my first tablets slowed my heart rate down so much, I had to come off the tablet.
Yeah.
So...
I was under an ECG when I had my heart attack, and it was actually showing normal.
Oh, I remember you saying, yeah.
So, they're not conclusive, they're not invasive, but they're a good test, along with blood pressure. Let's do something a bit more lighthearted, shall we? It's time for Martin's Joke of the Week.
I've got to tell you, we didn't have much growing up. I once had a birthday party at a local laundrette. The highlight was playing Pass the Purcell.
The trouble is, Martin, will everybody know what Purcell is?
Yes, all over. I bet people in America get Purcell.
Do you reckon?
Write in, please, everybody in America. Let us know if you do get Purcell. It's a brand of washing up powder. It was very popular in England in the 1960s.
Can you still get it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Can you?
Yeah.
All right. I don't do the washing, you see. I don't know how to operate white goods.
Well, I do, but I don't buy Purcell.
No.
It's too expensive.
Well, other brands are available.
They are.
We're not sponsored by Purcell.
No, we're not.
We're not sponsored by
Not yet.
We're not sponsored by Purcell. Other brands are available.
Yes.
Good. I've got a couple of messages that were left on our website here. Doreen, she says, "Hello, I have stage 3 lung cancer. I've had chemo, I've had surgery, I've had radiation, and I've had surgery again. I've had fluid build up on my lungs. They were going to cure this. However, 3 weeks ago, pain in my back. Well, I'm now stage 4 cancer, spreading everywhere. I'm lost, in pain, nauseous, losing weight, and I need some direction. Not sales pitches. Any advice for me?" How do you answer a question like that?
Well, we're very sorry to hear that you're at this stage. I don't think we're the right people to ask this question. What you need to do is get onto your oncology team, and they'll give you all the expert advice. And I can only mention what things that happened to me, but your cancer may be a different kind of cancer to me. As we mentioned, there's several kinds of different cancers, so I daren't give you any advice really. So please go back to your oncologist and good luck with it all. And I hope you get the support of your family as well.
Yeah. I think in scenarios like this, it's quite easy for us to sit here and say, have a positive mental attitude. But that's not always easy.
No.
And certainly in this case, I can see.
And it won't work for everybody.
No, of course it won't. And the only thing you can do really is to get the right advice from the right people, and that's your oncology team. So I suggest you speak to them. Make sure you speak to people. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
At least you've started right. You're speaking out, and we wish you all the best.
Yeah, all the best.
Heather, I'm really struggling coming to terms with stage 4 diagnosis. Colon stage 3 reoccurrence in the lung on second surveillance scan. Everyone tells me to think positive, but I have 6 scattered growths in my lung, and my wait times for my PET scans and treatment are making me nervous. What do you suggest there, Martin?
Well, the waiting times are anxious. I know the feeling for that, and I'm sure you do with certain bits of your illness as well, Pat. But having two different, I could probably answer it better. That the times don't get any better or any quicker. I can assure you of that. But stay focused. Keep taking all the tablets you got. That's one main thing. You mustn't, forget your tablets like I did.
Yeah. I think really, in these scenarios, you can't do anything about the weight. But what you do have to remember is sometimes the wait is worthwhile because, like Martin said last week, he had some really good news. And there's new drugs out all the time. So the future may be a bit brighter than you think. So, yeah, try and stay positive. Have a positive frame of mind if you can. Yeah. Rally around friends. Find things to do. That's what I did. You know, find hobbies.
We go to a club together, don't we?
We do, yeah. So get your mind somewhere else, take it off your illness. Remember the old saying that we promote on here, you've got cancer, cancer hasn't got you.
Yes, that's right.
So thank you, everybody, for those questions. We're going to draw a line under that now. And
keep sending them in, though, please.
Keep sending them in. Martin's got a little bit of news he would like to tell us.
Well, it's just to say who we're going to have on very, very soon. We've got a lovely lady who I've known for quite a few years. In fact, her son married my daughter.
Oh.
And, anyway, her name's Shirley Wilshire. She's going to come on. She's going to tell us all about what happened in my daughter's lounge. She completely collapsed. And, dun, 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 I'll have to get you to tune in to hear what happens next. But Shirley Wilshire will be on one of our podcasts very, very soon.
Thanks very much for that, Martin. That's great news. Look forward to that interview when she comes in very, very soon. Anyway, it's that time of the day where we have to draw things to a close.
I could hear that music again.
Yeah, that comes in so quickly, doesn't it?
I know. Well, time goes flying when you're having fun.
Yeah. We've got some great guests coming in shortly, haven't we? We've got the Macmillan team.
Yeah, we've got the Macmillan team coming in, and we've also got Dr. Daniel Patterson.
Yes, one of Britain's top oncologists.
Yeah. He's looking forward to that, and we'd like some questions from everybody, please.
Yeah, if you've got any questions you'd like us to put forward to the oncologist, please leave them on our website, either voicemail or message.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your support. We're growing our listening base really rapidly.
See you next week. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.